Hello and welcome to National Assembly Watch. I'm Esther Wak. On today's episode, I'll be discussing more on the current ministerial nominees. The Senate has confirmed the nomination of 45 out of 48 persons sent to it by the President. However, the names of former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-rufai, former Deputy Governor of Taraba State Sani Abubakar Danladi, and Stella Okotiete from Delta State were dropped from the approved list. Senate President Godswill Akpabio disclosed at the end of the section that the three persons whose names were not mentioned were awaiting security clearance. Tinubu had on July 27th the expiration of a 60-day deadline imposed by the Constitution transmitted the names of 28 nominees to the Senate. He then forwarded another 19 and two others after replacing a nominee from Kano, Mariam Shetty. Those confirmed include 9 former governors and 7 members of the National Assembly. The chamber also confirmed the nomination of Bumi Tunji Ojo, the nominee from Ondo State, and the 7th member of the National Assembly, against whom allegations were made that he forged his National Youth Service Corps certificate. Some senators who spoke to reporters in defense of Tunji Ojo described him as one of the young people identified and nominated by the president. Tunji Ojo, who chaired the House Committee on Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) in the 9th Assembly, spearheaded a probe that led to the reforms and compelled the Buhari administration to constitute a new board for the commission. Former Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Festus Keyamo, was also confirmed. The nod, however, did not come without drama. The screening became loud following widespread rejection of Keyamo's nomination. After a brief introductory remark by Keyamo, Akpabio had recognized Deputy Minority Leader Darlington Nwokocha, who raised a point of constitutional order when Senator Usman Jibrin raised his hand to lead the confirmation hearing. Nwokocha, citing Section 88 of the Constitution, swiftly and eloquently drew the Senate's attention to the fact that Keyamo had, while serving as minister, disregarded the constitutional power of the National Assembly on investigation and refused to honor invitations. Meanwhile, spokesperson of the Nigerian Senate has stated the 3 ministerial nominees yet to be confirmed may be re-invited. Yemi Adaramodu disclosed that the 3 ministerial nominees yet to be confirmed are the immediate past governors of Kaduna State, Nasir El-rufai, Senator Abubakar Danladi from Taraba, and the ex-National Export-Imports Bank Managing Director, Stella Okotiete from Delta State. 45 appointees of President Bola Tinubu have been approved and confirmed by the Senate after a voice vote on Monday. However, the Red Chamber withheld the ministerial confirmation of El-rufai and 2 others pending security clearance. Speaking to reporters, Adaramodu stated that the question raised about the trio is an ongoing issue. He disclosed that once the Senate is satisfied and there is no need to invite them to the chamber for reconfirmation and rescreening, then it will be done. Meanwhile, the 45 nominees cleared by the Senate are Festus Keyamo, Maria Mahmood, Lola Adejon, Bosun Tijani, Ishiak Salako, Tahir Maman, Megari Amadu, Zifania Jisalo, Shaibu Audu, Yusuf Sununu, Bello Matawale, Akali Saidu, Ahmed Gwazo, Atiku Bagudu, Simon Lalong, Ibrahim Kadam, Aliyu Abdullahi, Boyega Oyetola, Enikin Lokbobiri, and Tuji Alausa. Others are David Alake, Lateef Fagbemi, Mohammed Idris, Ali Pate, Doris Uzoka, Dave Umahi, Wale Edu, Uche Nnanji, Adebayo Adelabu, Ekperikpe Ekpo, Anatu Musawa, Musa Dangiwa, Nisom Wike, Abubakar Yari, Nkurika Onyeje-Ocha, and others. The organized labor yesterday has rejected the chief of staff to the president as the head of federal government's team that will negotiate on the subsidy removal palliative. The national president of Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, made this known when the leadership of the labor unions visited the Senate. According to him, the chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, has been too busy to call for a meeting, adding that the President Bola Tinubu's Wage Award Committee has yet to sit almost 2 months after the fuel subsidy removal. The NLC president, while speaking during the meeting with the Senate leadership, lamented the plight of Nigerians as a result of the removal of fuel subsidy. He noted that the government had yet to put structures on ground to reduce the effects in the country. He told the lawmakers that while labor leaders were still deliberating on 537 naira per litre of fuel, and court had ruled for the status quo to remain, the government decided to increase the fuel to 620 naira per litre. Similarly, his colleague, the Trade Union Congress President, Festive Ushifo, lamented the snail speed which the federal government was treating the issue of the palliative. After the closed-door section with the TUC president, Usifo noted that the Senate leadership had assured them of meeting with the president and getting problems solved in a few days' time. In his response, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, appreciated the organized labor for their patience and understanding to assist the government. An election operations consultant had called on the National Assembly to institutionalize templates for screening ministerial members and other nominees. Oluwole Aguda stated that this is important because Nigeria has recently lost an opportunity to assess a ministerial nominee, Bosu Tijani, on how he would savage the country. Speaking with reporters, the former governorship aspirant in Kogi State stated that it was regrettable that during the screening of Tijani, senators rather focused on issues dropped on angry tweets by the nominee. The federal government has discovered 44 cases of multiple taxation injected into several bills on taxation waiting to be passed by the National Assembly. All these proposals were included in the bills before passed National Assembly. All these proposals were included in the bills before passed National Assemblies too. Chairman, Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, who spoke yesterday at the 153rd meeting of Joint Tax Board in Abuja with the theme Harmonization and Codification of Taxes at the National and Subnational Levels. He stated that the administration of the former President Muhammadu Buhari engaged him to identify the taxes. Oyedele mentioned that the new tax was introduced by the administration of the former President Buhari to be executed by the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, FRCN. Oyedele wondered why the federal government should introduce police trust fund. Finally, a Christian body, Gateway to Heaven Ministry Incorporated in Warri Delta State, has sent a bill to the National Assembly tagged Nigerian Transition to Theocracy Bill 2023. Lead pastor of the ministry, Ifeanyi Chukwu Lawrence, who disclosed this to newsmen at the church, stated that the bill, when passed into the law, will redress myriad of challenges bedeviling the country. He enjoined the National Assembly and other key stakeholders in the nation's project to clamor for timely passage of the bill into law, stressing that when enforced, it will end corruption and other issues at the root of underdevelopment in the country. The bill, among others, called for establishment of 37 modern cities of 6 million housing units, each on a 1.5 million acres of land, provision of monthly social security welfare scheme to underprivileged and senior citizens in the country above age 70. The church in the bill also advocated for a name change for the country with a new administrative structure. That is all on National Assembly Watch on VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on all the social media channels at VOP TV Live. I'm Esther Orak.